farmers, welcome back to Goldcrest Valley, middle of November in year number 2. In the upper right hand corner you may notice right away that I've activated the extended gameplay information, same thing as I did on Hinterland. So it'll show us the temperature currently, the high temperature, low temperature of the day, more importantly for me and maybe some of you viewers out there, what year we are in, because you know it's hard to keep track of that, but that's nice to have up there. So yeah, November, it is time to actually sell canola. Canola is going for a really good price down at Mary's farm. I think I'm going to use the Massey Ferguson for this because it does have a higher top speed than the John Deere, and we don't really have that big of a trailer, so I think the Massey Ferguson will be just fine doing this. So time to sell some canola. Let's go get this and go to Mary's farm, which I haven't been to in years. But today, starting the video, that's where we're going. On up to the silo. I think it's going to take about 4 trips, maybe with all the canola that we have. And I think we're going to should bring in about $84,000, but that is before our environmental score bonus that we have. So make it 100 grand from selling all this canola. Let's see, 114,000 liters, and I forgot how much this trailer holds. I think it might be getting mixed up with one on Hinterland, which I already know I am because that's not going to be anywhere near 40,000 liters. Alright, so we'll just say 25,000 liters, so it's going to be, yeah, about 5 trips. Let's put on the beacons. And let's go see Mary down at her farm. Mary had a little lamb. Around the corner we go, and when we get down to the main road, we're going to be taking a left-hand turn. And then we're pretty much done with November. I think we're all set to go. We're way ahead of the other car. I think I got to go over. Is there like a bridge here? This is actually the first time I've been this way in FS22. Oh, there's a nice big shed down here. Keep that in mind. Alright, Mary's farm is going to be out this way. Alright, so the extra horsepower on the John Deere would be nice going up this hill. Massey Ferguson has a little bit of difficulty going on up. I think down here, is it the animal dealer that's down here as well? Although we've been getting our animals delivered. I like how that river kind of goes through right there. It looks really, really nice. Am I even going to the right spot? Probably not. Thought I knew roughly where I was going, but let's look at the map here. Where am I? Oh no, I didn't go far enough. Alright, so I got to go out here and then to the left. That's fine. We'll take a little scenic route here in Goldcrest Valley because maybe some of you have never seen this part of the map before. So I did get a little testing done in between episodes. I went on the test map and tried to just plant trees, and not much of a surprise there, I couldn't. There are too many trees on the map. So there is a mod on the mod hub that's called More Trees. I did download that. I didn't activate it because I don't plan on planting trees this episode. And ooh, I might have to switch over to the John Deere just to get the load over to Mary. But yeah, so planting trees, I'm going to have to probably add the More Trees mod so we can plant some. Something else I tested was clover, because we can actually harvest clover with a combine. So I just threw some clover in the back of a trailer, and I cannot find a place for it to be used. I try, there's no place to sell clover on the map, so I thought maybe it needs to go to like a production building, and I couldn't find a production building either. I may have missed one somewhere. So yeah, harvesting the clover with a combine, don't want to do that because then I have no use for it. Unless I can feed it to the chickens, which would be kind of weird, but I didn't try that because I don't have any chickens on my test map. So yeah, we'll be mowing the grass and windrowing it and turning it to hay. Alright, so now it's going to find the sell point. Is this the sell point? Yeah, this is the sell point right here. Because there's a manure sell point right in front of us. Yes, take the canola. So I'm hoping we're going to be sitting somewhere around $130,000 by the time we get done selling all this canola. Oh, I haven't checked the store page since... Okay, some of the stuff has disappeared, but we remember this stuff from before. Yeah, look at that money come in. So $18,161 and $22.33 for the bonus. This money's going to come in real handy in case something comes up for sale in the store that we need. For one, mowers would be good. The conveyor belt for loading up silage, that would be not too bad either, because we're going to be using that quite often, I think. Like a flatbed trailer would be nice. One, for loading up pallets, and two, maybe even like a lowboy or something like that, kind of a trailer, because driving our forklift around down to the cows or back up to the sheep, transporting the forklift around would be kind of nice. Have like something we can drive on the trailer and transport it. And I do like this field down here for some reason. Can't be because of the shed. I don't know why. I don't think I ever owned this field in 17. I think I kind of, I don't want to say avoided it, but just never got down to this corner. I think I was mostly in the northeastern corner. I always get these roads mixed up, and that's not the one we want. So yeah, the beginning of this episode is going to be a lot of selling before we get to the springtime. And then of course springtime is going to be busy because it's time to get the drill out and 8230 John Deere and start planting some crops. This farmer needs to get harvesting his cotton. I think November is the last month they can do that. Alright, so just because of the hills, and we're not really saving ourselves too much time. I mean, the top speed in this is 31, and I think the John Deere can do 28. We need the extra horsepower to get up those hills. So as much as I would like to use the Massey Ferguson a little bit more, for now it's going to have to be put on hold. Let's park you. We'll park you in front of the other subsoiler slash seed drill that we have. Top speed 29, so we're talking top speed of 2 miles an hour difference. Whoops. But we do have 100 more horsepower, so that's going to help us get up that hill. Oh, and another thing I kind of want to talk about, a little off topic from Farming Simulator, because a couple people have reached out to me about this. Where I live in the past couple of days, we've been hit with a lot of rain. Basically, in the last 36 hours, last report I heard, where I live, we've gotten 7.5 inches of rain. I live in the New England part of the United States, and a lot of places around where I live are underwater. And some people have reached out, just want to know if I was okay, if everything, where I live is fine. Where I live, I'm perfectly fine. I do live on a road, a dead-end road, and my road was kind of washed out, so no one, I couldn't go anywhere for about 4 or 5 hours, which is not that big of a deal, but the town got up here right away and took care of that as fast as they could with all the problems going around. But where I live, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. But a lot of people in New England, a lot of cities are underwater. The capital of my state, Vermont, is underwater. So yeah, they're kind of comparing it back to Hurricane Irene back in 2011 when it came up through this area, where my state got devastated from all the rains and flash floods. I know there's been a couple of mudslides in the state, so yeah, I'm perfectly fine, but there are plenty of other people around that are having some issues for sure. And as far as I know, there's only been one death. I don't want to say only one, because every life does matter from this current situation. So yeah, don't be trying to Never try to cross water that's rapidly moving, because that's what happened to that poor young lady. But anyways, yeah, for the people I've reached out, yeah, I'm fine, which is kind of obvious. I'm making videos, but I appreciate it, and I hope for the best for everyone else around here. But anyways, back to Farming Simulator here. Even the John Deere is like, that's a big load to get up this hill. Yeah, definitely getting a tractor with more horsepower is going to be useful moving forward. It's not something that is prioritized here on the farm currently, but I mean, the farm's only going to get bigger, and the equipment's only going to slowly get bigger. We're trying to haul 25,000 liters up the hill to Mary's, and we got 248 horsepower, or 258 horsepower, somewhere around there. A little bit of a struggle to get up the hill. And load number 2. All that canola we harvested a couple months ago here is now paying off. But at least it's going to give us enough money for a month or so to keep peeking in at the store. We still got plenty more to sell, but that's not going to happen until late December, or sometime in December. Alright, so I got about 2 more full loads, and then I'll bring it back for the final load, and we'll see what the total is up to. I'm hoping close to 130 by the time we get done. Well, even with a load at only just below 70%, isn't much of a difference. Get up that hill. We're up to almost $120,000, so yeah, we should reach 130, which is going to be very nice. Gives us some leeway. Meaning when something comes up for sale in the store that we actually have an option to possibly buy something. Not a tractor though. I mean, and we did look at possibly like, well, yeah, how about trading the John Deere with it? But the John Deere currently is probably worth like 40 grand. Might be better just to keep it on the farm at that point. Of course, I could just always spend the $70,000, I think it is, to upgrade the John Deere to a 380 horsepower? Or is it 400 horsepower? I can't remember all these numbers. But I do remember it was like 70 grand to get the the biggest engine here, so it must be going up to like 400 horsepower. 132,846 is what we end up with a bank account, which is nice. But yeah, that should do it for November. But December, we are going to be selling some cereal grain. We should be able to. And of course, we'll have the silage to sell. Depending on where we bring the silage to, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going back to the farm. I'll probably see you in December. Unless something comes up for sale in the store. And who knows, maybe there'll be snow on the ground by then. Well, no snow on the ground. It's a nice warm 49 degrees here in December, but the temperature should be dropping. 3:30 in the afternoon, and just checking on the prices as we go along here. Not really into January, but the prices are looking good for the cereal crop, so we're bringing oats. Oats are going to be the first thing we got to grab, but we're going to be going to the Goldcrest Valley Pacific Grain Mill. What is it called? Goldcrest Pacific Grain. That's where we got to go. Let's grab some oats, please. And that's going to be 2 trips. Nothing too exciting in the store. Nice big John Deere header. But we're all set there. There is a manure spreader, but even at half off for $76,000. We do have cows, but we're not producing any solid manure yet. So that's kind of not really needed, is it? So let's go sell this grain here. Barley. Barley is the other grain that's ready to be sold, and that's going up to Mary as well. So she will get that. The silage price is still climbing, so we're keeping an eye on that. But we're going to be really busy here in the month of December selling some stuff. But once we get everything sold, it's pretty much just fast forward on until March. Although I got to keep an eye on the sheep for water. Everyone else should be fine. The chickens should be okay. The cows, they're going through maybe like 900 liters to about 1,000 liters a day in feed, and we gave them a 9,000 liter bale, so they should be good until spring as well. So I can go either way, but we're going to go to the right. And then to the left. This field right here to the left, I think that's the field I did my first Farming Simulator 17. I think back then they were called missions. And pretty much when you want to do a mission in FS17, the equipment would spawn in the field for you, and you had to get a certain amount done, and you got paid for it. You didn't have to deliver the grain or anything. You just, like I said, harvest the field. You just had to harvest it. And even though, as I say, you're going to take oats. Even though like your harvester may have only held like 9,000 liters of grain, and the field maybe had 100,000 liters into it, you never had to stop to unload your harvester. It just kind of like filled unlimited amount of grain into it. The numbers didn't go up to like 100,000 in the combine. It just kind of stuck at the full rate. At least delivering here is kind of short trip. 15,805 for the harvest and 1943 for the bonus, getting us up to 153,000. This is good. This is really good. By the time we end up selling the silage and all the grain, we should be back up to like $250,000, which allows us options. If we don't find anything in the used store, we can always buy another field. I mean, part of me is saying maybe now would be the time to buy the BGA if it comes across, but I think that's a lot of money into a production building that's not going to give us any money right away, although we could stockpile the methane that we produce in there before we buy the power plant. The power plant's cheaper at $100,000. Well, we'll just go along with it, see what comes up. All right, one more load of oats, and then we'll grab the barley and go see Mary once again. Get that delivered, because that's ready to be sold. And then probably have to just keep our eye on the wheat. Got to make sure I don't sell all the wheat. We got to keep feed for the chickens. And I was trying to think what else I need the wheat for, but that's it. Wheat for the chickens. That's the only thing we need it for. We got one more trip for the oats. Now that I'm selling the grain all at once, having a bigger trailer would be nice, but we do see the problem getting a bigger trailer. The tractors we have kind of struggle going up to Mary's. Everywhere else, probably not too bad. But it's not like we got a big workload in the winter. It's just go sell the material. Going up that hill with a load of grain, actually probably empty, wouldn't matter if it's full or empty, I guess. Not that much fun yet. We need some lights over here. Oops. There we go. About as much lights as I can give myself. Alright, so a full load of barley here. We're going to have another full load to go get, and then whatever's left. Then I think that just leaves wheat for grain left in the silo. Oh, that's right, we got sunflowers. Ooh, did I miss sunflowers? When do I sell sunflowers? March or February? Alright. So just a little over 10 grand for a load of barley. So I'll get the rest of the barley sold, and then it'll be time to go ahead and possibly sell the silage. And finally, the last of the barley. So as that's filling on up, how much wheat do we have? So I'll be selling probably 50,000. And just leave 20,000 for the chickens, which should be more than enough. And let's see, what's wheat currently going for? I see a couple 410, 408, and it could go for. Okay, that's better than any high price. Denton Bakery is where I should be going with it. Oh, I see why I didn't see it was green, because when it's highlighted, it doesn't show up as. Okay, just never really looked at that. So I missed the high point. Denton Bakery. I guess we're ready to sell some wheat. Where's Denton Bakery? Is that the one that's here? I do remember where that is. All right, so downtown. Basically, the first turn into the village. So yeah, I'll go grab. We'll just sell 2 loads of wheat. Because this trailer holds almost 25,000 liters. So that'll leave like about 23,000 liters for the chickens, which, as we know, like I said, is more than enough. So, Denton Bakery, next stop with some wheat. Rolling into Maplefield Village with our wheat. Let's see if I can find the sell point. Oh, little squirrely there. Yeah, well, it's a stone wall. It's fine. There's no damage there. No one saw anything. Okay, where's this bakery? I think this is the bakery right here. Wait, is the bakery sell point right here? This is supposed to be it. Before I do, yep, okay, that's where it is. So that's where the drop-off is, and this is where the production bakery is. Okay. Well, after we get done selling the wheat, we should be over 200,000. Get us over 200. Alright, just barely. Just barely. Not barley, but barely. Yeah, so another load, which is going to be great. Just got to go back to the farm and get it. Or, I do. No problems on a corner this time. And then we get ourselves another 11,000. While this is going on, what is the silage situation looking like for selling? Silage 190 at the biogas plant. Well, that's a little bit further. Is there a big price difference between the biogas plant and the bale sell point that we've been going to? 190 and 183. Yeah, that's... Although the bale sell point price is going up, the question is, will it be higher than the biogas plant when it gets to it? I think I'm going to roll the dice just because at 183 the price is going up. Even if it gets up to like 186 or whatever, it will be a $4 difference, but it'll save me the time from traveling like twice the distance. But anyways, I got to go back to the farm either way because I got to get rid of this trailer and grab the forage wagon trailer. But before we do, when I went by here last time, I just remembered Does anyone remember doing this? First shot. First shot. How do you like that? I think that was a Steam achievement back in 17 to actually make a basket. Okay, that's a little too rough. Maybe it must be a long range shooter. Yep, a long range shooter. Anyways, you know, I don't have time to play. I'm a farmer. There's no time to play. You got to go ahead and get the work done. No hazard warnings here whatsoever, but we have leased the belt for the bunker silo. I've uncovered it. We're going to the biogas plant. The price on the biogas plant actually went up by $1, even though it said the price was dropping, so it's up to $191. The bale sell point has not changed. It still sits at $184, but it says the price is rising. But it's been hours, and the prices are pretty much stable. So, we're taking a longer trip to get more cash, of course. $6 more per 1,000, and at 160,000 liters. Yeah, it's not going to add up to a whole lot, but and I don't know if there's going to be a restriction on how much the biogas plant can take. It may only be able to take one trailer load. I realize you can't see nothing, and right now, neither can I. I'm just ballparking it where we should be, and we're all good. Could use some lights down here. Maybe I'll, you know, for, what was it, like $600? Maybe I'll put some lights down here. Let me go ahead and raise this on up. Actually, I can see some silage on the belt already. Does this have working lights on it? No, it does not. Let's go ahead, because they're not that expensive. Hitting all the wrong buttons. I actually need to get off this. How do I want to do this here? Where would I really want to put the lights? Well, how about we just go into construction. And then landscaping, no, decoration, lights. Yeah, we don't need nothing that big. These $600 ones were actually pretty darn good to have. That will definitely light up the situation, won't it? Can I get away with one? Let's put it on top of the cow barn. That's what... what else we got that's like more reasonable? See, that just doesn't look right to me. I mean, these $600 ones seem to be what we want. The question is it like in the way? I think one at each end, I suppose. It's going to look a little weird, but... Let me actually rotate this way. And the thing is, you know, they're only $600, so if we don't like the way they look, we can always sell them later on. I mean, that makes it a lot better, doesn't it? A lot better. Let's extend the belt as far as it can go out. And then we'll lower it down. Something like that. Alright, now we just gotta get the John Deere with a forage wagon backed up into place. Whoops, I unhitched this because I thought I was going to go up and get the belt with the John Deere. Then I thought, nah, Stevie's belt goes 15 miles an hour. Might as well just go up there and drive it on down. So now the only issue, the way I lay this silage out when I bring it in here, I kind of spread it out evenly. But since we don't have that whole bunch of silage in here, we kind of go through it rather quickly, so I got to keep on moving the belt. So either the trailer is full or I moved out of range, and I'm guessing I moved out of range. Oh no, we are full. Alright, well, I'll see you up at the BGA. No sense you riding along because it's dark. Just going by the bale sell point, I figure I'll bring you along. There's more lights on this map than I thought there was. But I think throughout my history of Farming Simulator, I don't really like doing a lot of work at night, so driving around at night is not much of a thing. I didn't look at the map. I'm just trying to go by memory where the BGA is, but I think it's right up here. I'm like 90% sure, and yes it is. So the first load of silage, I don't know what the capacity is up here, so I mean, if it doesn't take it all, not that big of a deal. And once again, the Farming Simulator, the Goldcrest Valley 22 map that we're on, the BGA only takes loose silage. I don't know about the other Goldcrest Valley map that was released for 22, if it takes bales up here or not. But there's our first full load of 3. So at about 10,000 per load, I got 2 more full loads. That's going to get us up to about 240. So I think we're going to be just shy of 250,000, which kind of sucks. It would be nice to get back up to $250,000. And the last load. So far it's taken 150,000 liters. So I don't know what the limit of this BGA is, but it seems to be rather nice. And we end up with 245,376. So I wasn't that far off when I thought quarter of a million way back when. We're just about there, which is nice. But I do believe that only leaves sunflowers, correct? Oh, no, that's all the wrong buttons. Let's go to here. So we do have some wheat, but we're keeping that. Sunflowers in March, but we're talking about $6,000 worth of sunflowers. Wool, which would be in May. Right now we're sitting at, well, 6,000 right now, but that should go on up. And everything else we are keeping. Now, someone's probably going to mention that after we bring the silage up to the BGA, sell it to the BGA, and they're going to say then buy it, because then you get all the product that's in the BGA. And so basically I sold it to myself, but the price of the BGA doesn't go up because of that. It still costs $250, which is it $250 or $200? But that's something I'd rather not do. It's $250. Yeah, something I'd rather not do. But money gets real desperate, then maybe. So the only thing that popped up in this for sale store is the Izeki TJV 985, and that's a 265 horsepower tractor. I mean, it's more than what we currently have, but definitely not worth spending the money on because it's not that much of an upgrade. So we're looking for something a little bit more powerful. Anyways, I'm going to go back to the farm. I'm going to go ahead and sleep, and I'll rock. That's all good. I will see you either when we sell sunflowers in late February, early March, or I'll just see you in March, or if something comes up for sale in the store that's really eye candy, I'll see you then. Well, January is not looking too bad either, weather-wise, right around the freezing point. No snow yet, but I brought you back because there's a couple of items for sale in the store. One we will buy, the other one I'm really hemming and hawing over. And you're going to be like, what? Hang on a second, let's go to the store page. So, the 3 things here you saw before, but the pottinger, a tedder to make hay. We could definitely use that. A tedder turns grass around so it can dry faster. 25,000. Beautiful working with at 17 meters. And we definitely got enough horsepower to do that. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to buy that for the price that it is. And now you're going to be saying, what's the other thing? Well, an auto-loading logging trailer. A 15 meter. Now, of course, we don't have a truck to haul it around, but we can always lease a dolly and do it with that. Now, the one thing is we will have to buy a chainsaw. Now, chainsaws don't come up for sale. I've never seen one, and I don't think anyone has commented that they ever seen one. So we could buy just a chainsaw. That'd be the, like one of the few items that we can buy outright from the store. And we can start bringing logs to the sawmill. Maybe not right away, but what are the chances I get this in the sale item page again, right? Or I could just lease a truck for the future. This is something that I don't need right now, but it's for sale. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and buy that. It's a questionable buy right now, but in the long run, it'll definitely be worth it. That brings us down to just under $200,000. Now, the other thing I did want to see, because I kind of forgot about, we have the hut that we rent. And I want to see, we should be getting $600 per month, but in the mod description it says seasonably that should change. So I want to see if we get $600 still per hour. So let's speed up time a little bit. So basically it should jump up to $196,051, right? If it's still $600 a month. Ah, and it doesn't. It does change by the month. So if I go... So it doesn't really tell you... if I go into construction now, that would be production buildings, generators. So it still says $14,400 a month. But I did not... Did I do the math wrong? Well, I'll do it again here. So we're sitting at 195, 9. Yeah, so I got like $450. So yes, that price does change seasonably, which I'm fine with. But yeah, it doesn't really show in the mod description. I don't know. That's fine. We're still making income. We'll make our money back on the hut, and it's not as bad as it once was. So, when I mean bad, it was making way too much money as far as I was concerned. Yeah, so I was checking on the animals as well. The cows, they are fine. So this is why I always find interesting. Down here for food, we're just giving them hay, which is 80%, but yet their productivity is at 100%. So... that's fine. That's perfectly fine. The sheep are getting a little bit low on water, but we can still wait a little while. A water tanker would be nice, not instead of having to keep leasing one, but we don't pay that much for leasing fees. And the chickens are doing just fine as well. So, I'll see you when I see you. Well, it is now February, and in the store, well, we got a tedder. Now we actually have a windrower for $30,000. There is a nice bale wrapper here, but since we got ourselves a silo bunker, not too interested in that. And of course, this would be a mower, but you need a forage harvester for that, and those are expensive. There is a nice, there's a Pottinger seed drill that we had before, I do believe. But that is just a 6 meter, and that's what we already have with the Coon. But anyways, the Kubota, right here, I don't think we need to change anything on it whatsoever. So let's go ahead and buy that. So now we have basically a tedder and a windrower to make hay and swath it back up. Now we're just waiting for a baler to come along so we can make hay bales so we can keep on feeding the cows and the sheep. And yeah, a mower would be good as well. The sheep need some water, so I need to go take care of that. So, of course, I got to come in here and go to animals. And, of course, we're just going to get this and lease this. There we have it. So, I'm going to go ahead, take care of the animals, give them some water. Everyone else is fine. Massey Ferguson can handle that. And I think, oh, the one thing I didn't check on, because we are pretty close to the month, Sunflower price 804. The price is dropping. That is interesting. Gomez Ridge Acres. I have no idea where Gomez Ridge Acres is. But let me go ahead. Let me take care of the sheep. Then we'll go sell the sunflowers. And then we'll skip. Then we can skip around to the month of March to where we can kind of see where everything settles. And probably wrap up the episode there, because just selling grain through the winter months is taking me longer than I thought it would. Well, of course, the sell point for the sunflowers is down here by the store. So this is where Gomez Ridge Acres is, apparently. That little sell point over there. Where do I actually supposed to cross here? Well, there actually isn't technically a crossing anywhere here, so we'll just go across the grass a little bit. Speaking of grass, I actually got enough money to buy that field there, but we'll hold off onto that. In you go. Actually, I need to take a screenshot, so excuse me. There, now you can see the total. 6,000, we'll say, and so 727 for a bonus, getting us back to 174,091. Okay, this field here is going for like 120,000. But I want to wait. That's the problem that I'm currently in. I need a couple more things. Or let me say, I want a couple more things. Well, I do need a couple more things. Definitely a mower would be very nice. I want a bigger horsepower tractor, or upgrade the John Deere. But that's not necessarily a need that we currently have to have right now. And we're going to be skipping a lot of time. We're going to be skipping another month here in just a moment. So I'm going to go back to the farm. There is a lot of equipment sitting at the store. They mentioned it to me when I brought back the water tanker. Like, you got some stuff out here. It's like, yeah, I know. But I'm your #1 customer right now. So now they're letting me keep it there. Just for a moment. Anyways, I'm going to skip to the month of February. I will definitely see you in the morning of March, because that's when planting would have to start. But I just want to get that far and see if anything else comes up for sale in the store. And also we need to see what the weather's like in early March as well. And hello to a new farming season. Starting at 178,388 in the bank account. The weather looks really good. It's above freezing. Temperature is supposed to be at 55 as a high today. So that's about average for March, I would say. In the store, a couple interesting things have popped up. And actually, those couple of interesting things have gone away. There was a Massey Ferguson 7720. But that would just get us horsepower-wise equally up to what the John Deere currently is. We actually got the module express edited by Stevie in here for $229, which is a really good price at 52% off. But one, we can't plant cotton currently. And two, I don't want to. At least not right now. Anyways, there is a cultivator here that we don't really need. And of course, that mower is still there. So, yeah, our money's sitting at 178. And we got all this lovely equipment here. And we're into year number 3. And now it's just a matter of planting everything. The one thing I probably should check on, because I did notice it when I went up to the sheep. And now it's been a couple months. Let's come on down here and we can kind of look at our... Is this the clover? Yes, this is the clover. That is what the clover looks like. I don't know. Is it ready for harvest? It just says growing. Okay. The one thing I'm going to be kind of interested to see, I want to bring it... I should have tried it with a tractor if there was crop destruction, because it's kind of treated like grass. So with grass, you can't destroy as a crop. I wonder if the clover you can. But that's what the clover looks like. Let's run on down here. Let's make it a little bit faster. Let me turn on running multiplier here so we can get this over just a little bit quicker. And now this is the alfalfa. Flowering lovely. It says it's growing. So that tedder and that windrower that we have, do we get more money for windrowing that material and then selling it? Alfalfa hay windrow goes for a max of 62. And that goes, yeah, so if we make it into hay, we get more money for it on alfalfa. And clover is 54.62. So we do make more money if we make it both into hay. Yeah, and like I said, I did try the clover, because clover you can actually harvest with a harvester, but there is no place to sell it. So doing so does me no good. And I couldn't find a production building that takes clover. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But anyways, these two fields will have to wait until they're ready for harvest. Whenever that should be. It should be kind of close. But the next thing we got to do is we got to put some crop back into all these fields that we have. And then figure out what I want to do with $178,000. Do I buy, like, the grass field down by the cow barn and start harvesting that grass and start making some more silage? Of course, that would mean more money, which is very nice. Or just hold on to the money and then be able to buy maybe like the BGA, or possibly wait until a bigger tractor comes up for sale, or possibly upgrade the engine in the John Deere. I don't think upgrading the engine in the John Deere currently would be the wise thing to do, just because all the equipment that we have, the John Deere can use, although it struggles in some areas. But is it worth upgrading the engine until we can get a bigger tractor? Just some thoughts, but that's what every farmer has to deal with, right? You always got to figure out exactly how to spend the money. We will be selling this wool here very shortly with our forklift, and we'll have to lease a trailer, I suppose. But that's not a big concern too much at all. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Goldcrest Valley. But until then, have a good one. We still got grass bales sitting up here for the sheep.